Hello and welcome to another episode of DPC TL, and we're here with a lot of updates, a lot of things, and a lot of festive thoughts as well, as this is the final episode before Christmas. I am joined by ODPixel. How are you doing, Owen?
I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Doing good too.
Good.
Ephey, how are you doing? Almost time for Christmas break?
Great. I'm doing wonderfully. I can't wait to see my dog.
I'll believe it. And TeaGuv here as well. You got any Christmas plans?
I unfortunately
don't have your microphone
Didn't
plugged
plug
in?
your mic in. What you unfortunately didn't do. What
Is
is
it on?
amateur hour? Come on,
Is
T.
it on?
Yeah, it's lit up, it's on.
Yeah.
Plugged in.
Yeah. Oh,
Batteries are in.
batteries are actually in.
There we go.
T, what you plans this
Hello.
Christmas?
This doesn't work either, so I got nothing.
What?
It does. It does.
I mean, oh well.
that does work.
Oh well, who cares? We're chilling. Christmas plans. Away from my family for a second year.
Yeah, because of course your family is in the UK.
Yeah,
You live in Ukraine.
yeah, that's weird. I was gonna go back, but you know, second round of COVID coming around, so can't be traveling back home. And yeah, I'll be just in little old Ukraine with my partner, so it's rather relaxing. But
The intimate Christmas celebration.
yeah, probably
the two
gonna
of you?
go for a McDonald's and go shopping. That won't happen, don't worry. We will cook proper food.
That sounds so romantic.
No,
McDonald's and shopping. Oh my.
To be fair though, last year it was pretty much like on Christmas Day, rather than cooking, we just went out and then we went shopping and we just did like a very non-Christmassy Christmas to get over the fact that I wasn't with the family.
It was actually with McDonald's. No shout outs, but just, you know.
I mean, that was for
with
lunch.
the random fast food.
That was like a snack during the
Oh,
day.
yeah.
It was like, you know, you have milkshakes sometimes.
Sure.
You have the midnight milkshake. We had the same type of thing, but we will be doing probably the same again, just trying to, get over the fact that not with the family. But yeah, sorry to be down.
How about you, Owen? Any Christmas plans?
Oh, you
No, I
should-
don't
you should-
know. That's your plan. I don't have any plans. I'll just follow you, I suppose. See what we end up doing.
Do you play Dota on Christmas? That's the real question. Like,
So,
I have done before.
yeah.
Oh, the game
when
of
you're
Dota on
home,
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah.
why not?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, after the family bit, you've seen your family come, and then you're like, well, I'm going to sneak upstairs for a bit, and you figure, well, let's queue up for a game of Dota, see who's on today. And there's always people on, that's the nice thing about Dota.
It's special, isn't it?
Regardless of where you're at in your life, you can always click that find match and find yourself working together with 4 other human beings to beat 5 other human beings.
Yeah, it's great. It's
So
beautiful.
it's always there for you.
And there's, of course, more reason to play this Christmas break because of the Battle Pass. There's a lot of things that we need to do, Effie.
All I want for Christmas
Oh.
is to be able to buy Arcanas separately.
True.
I mean, that's a good wish to have. It's
But-
been how many Battle Passes has it been that it wasn't possible? Is it the second one or is it the third
It
one?
feels like 2 or 3 for sure.
Yeah.
No, I think it was the second one.
It's
The first
within-
one was the Spectre Arcana
Is
in
it
the Battle Pass.
Spectre and Quap are the 2 heroes that have it locked, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Now-
you're right. Oh, yeah.
And we
the
have
previous
Mirana
one was
Drown
the
now, right?
swap, yeah.
So maybe it's just 2 battle passes, 2 heroes per.
Well, there's Wind Ranger as well, right?
An
Oh,
Invoker.
that was rather comfortable.
No, yeah,
but
Invoker's
the
a Persona.
Yeah, but the Persona was also only available.
Yeah, but that's not
via-
an Arcana.
Yeah.
Come on, we've got to stick to
Alright,
the
question though, does it have a
technical
trade
language
cooldown?
here.
Like, does it still have does it have a trade cooldown? So like the perception is you can't initially buy it, but maybe in like a year's time will it be on the market?
I believe.
Oh, yeah.
It does-
No. The Arcanas from Battle Pass are not tradable.
Because I know like Io,
Like-
for example, is
that-
not tradable, and that was also behind something.
Wait, that is
years ago.
trade.
No.
No,
It's,
it's
it was
not.
on a cooldown. It's like next year you can sell it.
Oh, really? Oh, maybe
But I
the
don't
others
know about
are
the
then.
new ones.
I don't know. I don't know.
But
I
still,
agree,
yeah.
though.
Maybe.
All I know is I really like the Drow Arcana so much, but I haven't gotten it yet because it's kind of, a commitment.
It's
commitment.
expensive.
That is a lot.
It is. What is? If you want to straight up buy the Arcana right now,
It's like hundreds. It's like it legit is before.
I think
used-
it's 150 euros right now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And of course, Arcanas before were like 20 and 30. So like I remember being given like the Legion Arcana for like my birthday. My brother gifting it to me. That felt nice. But now on Arcana, you can't just give it to someone. You can't like go, Merry Christmas, that festive thing that we're in currently. Now it's like, please let me financially invest into your battle pass in the hope that you one day get to it. It does put a slightly sour note to it, but
Yeah.
again,
Well, they do still do the
can grind it.
Arcanas separately, right? When was the Ogre? Ogre was sold separately, right? The Ogre Magi Arcana.
Yep.
Was that many years ago? My time.
that was quite a while ago.
When was the Ogre?
grind levels, don't know. I don't know what the max level you could. If you really played Dota a lot, you probably could get to like around 200.
Wait, for this battle pass?
Yeah,
I think someone calculated it,
Yeah.
and that the amount of levels you can get without spending a dime other than the opening battle pass is about level 120.
So 120. So that still means you need to put in
you
around
can also
100.
get lucky with the battle, like with the
Yeah.
chests.
Again, okay, it's still kind of behind a
That's-
paywall. Yeah.
Does that get you the Marana?
Yeah, Mirana's
Yeah.
around a level 100 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't get you drow.
The Drow's level 330.
I guess I like the
Something.
fact that you can, without even spending any money, obtain an Arcana, right? So it's
Yeah.
like if you just power level,
It's
do
not
that.
Arcana, it's Persona, please.
No, Mirana's a Persona.
Forgive me.
Come on.
Forgive me.
Persona,
forgive me.
Arcana, they're
I
different.
take it back. I was trying to like be nice to both sides. You know, the idea that you can still earn through it, but if it's a Persona, then oh well. I tried, Valve.
Do we like Marana, the Persona?
I mean, Persona's
like
good.
Persona. I don't like that it is a Persona because I like the model a lot, but I would prefer it if it was a normal remodel so I can also use my own items on that Marana so
Yeah.
that gets changed with it because I have to choose. Do I want to have my Marana looking decent or do I want to have all the particles?
I feel the same way because I have this awesome Marana set, the one where she's got the mask on, the very anime looking, you know, A and B
Aesthetic.
Naruto
Yeah,
mask.
it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, she's got that with her really mystical anime looking mount, and that's my favorite set, and I'll never trade it for the world.
Okay. And then you don't need a Persona. I think you're, from the way you describe it, I think you're set for your Marana.
Yeah.
There's, of course, another way to enjoy the Battle Pass. Two other ways, actually, because obviously you can get points, you get treasures and stuff. But I personally really like the Cavern Crawl. I will try to make sure that I get the support role. But the Faceless Void set is very cool as well. But there's also Ag's Lab, Owen.
Yeah,
It's back.
no, it's a good one. It's, I mean, I think people had seen in the sort of the leaked notes many months ago that there was another Ags Lab in the making. I can't remember what it was. Sometimes you see people post online like all these codes of like, oh look, it says Ags Lab here. I don't know where they found it and stuff, but they were bang on because it came out, and I wasn't surprised. I don't think anyone was because it was. It was one of the best modes that Valve's recently done in the game. Ags Lab last time round, huge success because it plays on sort of the whole sort of roguelike genre that's very, very popular. Even more so with this edition, with the whole sort of system of trading in something to get something else. It's big in other big games. I think like Hades, of course, is the big one that's massively popular. So it's great to see. Very happy that it came back, and it's been a lot of fun, and it's a good challenge as well. It's not too easy. Obviously, it's getting to the point now. It's been out for like a week. People are starting to find out the cheese and how to get through the stuff. But last time around, and already they have shipped updates and patches for it. So I imagine Valve's going to be pretty hot on sort of patching that stuff out and keeping it fresh. I would hope for them. We're going to get maybe another bit of an Ags Lab patch before Christmas, because if it doesn't come sort of the start of this week, we're probably not going to get a tool, you'd guess, until like after Christmas. But no, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's only had improvements ready for the first time round, apart from the cheese. But there was cheese last time, so you have to wait until it gets patched out for it to. To be, you have to challenge it rather than looking to beat it in sort of artificial ways.
Yeah.
So the cheese thing. The reason why I don't care about the cheese right now.
Okay.
There's not an official leaderboard in the game. Last time,
sure.
it was like you have to obtain something. So everyone always saw meta as like this is gospel. But now like there's the unofficial leaderboards on strats where they have the
is
timing.
there?
Yeah. So if you
that's
go onto
cool.
strats
They've
and
got stuff
you
there.
go to the Ags Lab, it will show you the times of all the the top records, right?
Okay.
So you can see every mode who's doing it quickest. But like there's like 30 or so heroes in this mode. You have to unlock some as well.
Yep.
You make it fun with your friends going, don't pick Phoenix this time. Let's try and beat it again with, let's say a Wyvern.
Yeah.
I think because
That's
of the
true.
fact that Valve didn't give an incentive to play it through earning a cosmetic being like the quickest in the world, I think that cheese, honestly, I don't mind it. You have to just find new stuff. So it's on yourself to make it more fun rather than...
I mean, yeah. Do you think, because I was talking to Jenkins about this, because last time around in the Ags Lab, he went pretty hard on the leaderboards. He was getting himself up there with like the stacks, really going for it. And I think he said last time the leaderboard function was not added at the release, right? So there's still a chance. Do you think that Valve will add leaderboards for this one?
I think... Potentially, yeah. I think it depends on how many bugs are quickly found, right?
Yeah.
'Cause, like, if it's really buggy...
They might be like, oh, let's not put a leaderboard on this.
Yeah, because like whenever you put a leaderboard or any type of metric or something...
Yes, you've got to be on top of fixing the stuff,
And I think also you might make the game mode a little bit more toxic, because right now if you solo queue, unless you find the guy who AFKs, like it isn't that bad. Like you can enjoy it by solo queuing. But
Yeah,
if you suddenly put some like metric to it, I'm sure it'll get a little bit more hostile.
but yes and no, because those leaderboards,
No,
I mean,
you don't do this. It's like, oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, but people weren't trying to go for the leaderboard scores queuing up.
I mean,
in random games,
there are
were
some
they?
solo
You had to
warriors.
be very fast.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you know watching the replays of people doing like the leaderboard runs of Ags Lab, like you're not doing that in a random
True.
game.
You
Like, it
got
had to be
stack
random
up.
stack.
Yeah,
So I don't know if that affected like the pub meta.
I would
of
love
Ags
to
Lab,
see no leaderboards in game, but I love the fact there's the unofficial one because it just makes it more fun. You know, I can queue
You can
for a
see,
game.
yeah.
I'm not seeing an instant thing after the game, which is
Yeah.
like you're not in the top 100 or something. It's like, oh, I'm bad. You know, I like the fact.
No, but they
that
didn't.
it's kind
They
of
didn't do that last time. It was
It's very PMA.
They just rewarded like the top 10 wasn't it, or
PMA.
something. That's
PMA.
good.
That's what we have to promote to everyone. PMA, Owen.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot to look forward to during the Christmas break. I know that all these guys will be playing a lot of Ags Lab and maybe some Cavern Crawl as well. Ephey is not about the Ags Lab, by the way. Only Dota for her, and that means that she's also done her homework regarding some other regions where a lot of Dota was played, like the Chinese region. Now, if you missed it, the Chinese region of Dota has not started their Division 1 yet. They will start that after the new year. Instead, they finished their Division 2 already. So we got a lot of information from that, Ephey.
Oh, yeah. Well, to sum it up very quickly, Chinese Division 2 is very spicy because there was a 5-way tie for first place up until the last day, and then the top 2 were finally cemented. And first place is actually Magma, which surprised a lot of people because these are tier 2 players, up-and-coming players with a couple of new pub stars coming in. No big names. And second place, Extreme Gaming, who everyone thought would get first place. But
Because those have that team has
that team's got
the
big names.
famous names, the big
Yeah.
names.
So for those of you who are unaware, Paparazzi kind of got stuck in Division 2 China this year. And he brought along with him the support duo of Vici, PYW, and DY, who I think are actually the best support duo in general.
Yeah.
They're just my personal favorites. I think they're so consistent and they play so well together. So everyone thought to themselves, wow, this team, they're going to pop off. And they did pop off, but not as much as other people would have thought. So that's just the quick TLDR for China. You've got Magma in first place and Extreme Gaming in second place. And
Yep.
those are the teams to watch.
Yep, it also means for the people that are very aware of what is happening in Division 2, White Album, a player that of course played at TI, he did not make it out of Division 2. He's in Aster Aries, and they will go again next tour around in Division 2, so you won't see him yet. And I mean, that it's crazy that they actually already finished their Division 2. I like their way of doing that. I know it wasn't intentional, but it's actually kind of refreshing to have them split up.
Yeah, I kind of like it because
Yeah.
now you have the upper division teams when they play in their 3-week stint next in the new year. It's going to be, so if we lose, we're getting replaced by these guys. You know, I don't get replaced by this guy. So it kind of puts that kind of viewer thing where it's like, ooh, who are they going to replace? And I honestly, watching the Dota as well, having more games within a small amount of time, you kind of feel the storylines a bit more. You kind of get more connected. Of course, it was Division 2 China, so maybe the Western audience isn't so attached to it so much. But if that was to happen, let's say in Europe or something, the intensity, like watching Gorg more times in 3 weeks, some people might be happier. I don't know. Up to you, whatever you like. But I mean, I'm down for a 3-week split of upper and lower.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, I personally enjoyed it. I thought the 5-way tie was so exciting because that's so unheard of and so unusual, and it was like really up in the air whether or not would Paparazzi make it out of Division 2, which team was going to take first place, and it suddenly got resolved.
You didn't have to wait 4 weeks to
Yeah,
find out
yeah.
the answer.
For all the Paparazzi fans, rest assured, our boy.
Yeah,
Make it.
definitely a very spicy region, China. There's another spicy region, Western Europe, and we started last week with the return of Miracle, Owen.
We did. We did. We got to see. I think it was the non-DPC match, right, where he had his first showing.
Yes.
Which was it was the win, right? It was against
Yeah, it was
Alliance.
Alliance.
That was the first series you come back
2-1.
in.
Cheeky little 2-1.
Yeah, they were getting things together. Then we saw him in the DPC game that they played against. Who was on that first?
OG.
It was OG on that first one. It wasn't great, was it right? That was
Suboptimal.
it
Yeah.
was-
Suboptimal.
Yeah, it wasn't all together. And then obviously the one that people will be having on their minds is the performance we saw the other day, where they turned up against Secret. And, well, Miracle in particular, he had a very good time. I think he only died the once in that series. I think it was 8-1 and 18 in the first game on his Doom. And then the second game, he plays Medusa. It's not quite as high on the kills and the assists, but he does the job. So I think those two games, that's what the Nigma fans have been looking towards and what they'd sort of been hoping for with Miracle coming back and joining the squad. And it was a big series to do it in against Team Secret. Sure, some people may be saying, Secret, they just weren't playing as good as they have done other days. But there's no doubt about it. Like Nigma and Miracle in particular were playing really, really well. So I'm looking forward to see if they're able to do it again. They've had one good series. We know that they can come in and smash the series. Can they keep it consistent? Because they need to in the DPC with the amount of losses that they started off with.
They really do. It's something traditional to Nigma Galaxy. Before that Nigma, before that Team Liquid. Lower bracket runs, whenever they're with their backs against the wall, that's when they shine. We also hear GH's opinion on that.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me, and I'm happy to be here. It's hard. It's hard. Every time our backs are against the wall, it feels like we have to pull some magic tricks out of a hat. I really don't like this part about competition, that whenever our backs are against the wall, we have to do something extra. I like to have some stable performances, but we had a rough time so far, but we're slowly getting back into the mood, and hopefully we'll do good and even better.
Yeah, and they did do well in that series. They did more than well. I felt like we saw a little bit of the Nigma Galaxy of old T.
I think the main thing is it's the fact that we saw the shift of Miracle. The shift of not the pucks and the storms. Bye. It's now, these Medusas and stuff on the mid lane. Give them the Doom as well. Like, give them a way to win the game. And then RTW, very talented player. Misha, in an interview from OG, he said that he was the best player on Nigma. I agree. I think he is mechanically very gifted, plays so many pubs. Let him play anything to unlock the rest of the team, And now, if you continue giving Miracle the farming style of mids, which eventually will get punished, but in this honeymoon period, it is going to win you some DPC games. It is going to help out quite a lot.
Honeymoon period.
I mean,
they won one season.
That's the honeymoon period. So that's like Miracle goes back to like carry mid lane. That's like the honeymoon, like, oh guys, I can farm,
I understand what you're saying. No, playing having Miracle be the position one made a huge difference for them. But the question is that something they're going to adopt for the rest of the DPC, or was it we need to win this series? We're going to do something they don't expect, so we don't drop down to Division 2. And obviously they still have their series against Cool Guys, but that should be.
I think they play Alliance and Cool Guys, right?
Yeah. Cool Guys should be a win. So
I will tell you that Alliance, they also won their series they won their series against Cool Guys, but then they lost their series against Tickle, so they're actually still a little bit on the risky part of things. The series between Team Nigma Galaxy and Alliance, you can mark it in your calendar, it's January 5th. So that will be a very exciting one, and it could be deciding whether there will be tiebreakers or just teams straight up getting eliminated out. We only saw 2-0s, by the way, last week was only 2-0s, and another one of those 2-0s was Team Liquid doing really well against Tundra. They're still on top, 4-0 for Liquid.
They are. I think a lot of people. Before the season, when you sort of look to the pickups they have, with Zaya and Matumba Man, you expect good things. And I think the org does as well. You bring these two players in, you expect results, and they're absolutely getting them. So I would be surprised if we really sort of see them stray from that top spot. If they, because you can only imagine that they're only going to really get better, as they play more serious. There's no reason to believe you bring these two players in and things get worse over time. If you bring them in and this is sort of the results you're getting straight off the bat, then things are probably going to continue looking as good as they have been. Yeah, solid start.
Yeah, I just think the environment that Liquid gives to the players is it's unmatched, right? I don't think there's any other org that has the facilities to unlock a player or players in general, and also kind of like the brotherly love vibe that they have. It's like if you're a top tier player and you get into this kind of friendship group, you're not having these fears of like, oh, am I going to get kicked tomorrow type of thing. It's like that. Obviously, it's Liquid, right? But it feels so nice. And I think it's so hard for teams to replicate that. And then, of course, Liquid has done that as an org and within the support system as well.
And it's not just the org, it is the players as well. And we had an interview with Taiga after their victory against Team Nigma Galaxy. And Taiga was very open about how that went down.
I was definitely not certain that I was going to join OG and everything. It was even before TI even started. I mean, we've been playing for so long, you know. We're still like good friends and we're close. And like after that devastating year that we didn't make TI and everyone's feeling down, I think everyone knew that we needed a change. So it was like, and you know, like it's hard to find a change, you know, because all 5 players are so close to each other. You don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, so I just want to make sure, like, if you need a change, like, I don't mind if it's me or blah blah blah, like stuff like that. And I'm glad. I see that I'm doing well. I personally feel like I'm doing fine as well. So it's great on both sides.
It is great from both sides, both OG and Team Liquid, of course, doing good. But that mentality, Ephey, that basically saying, you know what, I don't want anybody getting kicked, so I'll take my leave.
That is a nice individual.
Right?
Like, that is a nice person. Just for a team to be able to foster that kind of atmosphere and for someone to like them enough to just even step out willingly says a lot about Team Liquid. And the thing that T was talking about just how they unlock their players, so to speak, by just like camaraderie and like brotherhood and all of that. But outside of those obvious things, the thing that stands out to me the most about New Liquid is just how well they play from behind. Like they've become, it's like that they did win their series decisively, but it wasn't like, oh, they're a team that stomps from the beginning and takes the lead and just imposes it. No, they're a team that even if they get stomped, they can like swing these 15K, 20K deficits. So I think that's really cool. And I would say that that's the impact of having a player like Zai on your team, actually. Because Zai is a player that can do so much with so little. And like, obviously, if you've played on Secret for that long, you learn how to have high impact with very little resources. Because everybody else on your team is taking them from you. But no, Zai was able to single-handedly turn so many fights, even with these insane net worth deficits. And that playstyle is just working so... Everything feels like it fits like a glove right now for Liquid.
Yep, it really does. It does also mean that the middle pack of Western Europe is still incredibly spicy. We have nothing set in stone yet, so there are still 2 series tomorrow, including Team Liquid versus Team Secret, so that will be a hype one. But of course, after the New Year break, we're still going to have a lot of matches to look forward to as well. Time to jump to a different region. Eastern Europe has been pretty spicy as well, because there was a lot of roster changes other than Team Spirit after TI. Team Spirit's still doing well. They haven't lost a single series. The other rosters, they're all a little bit mixed. There is, of course, there's still Virtus Pro, but Virtus Pro yesterday lost a very important series to PuckChamp, and PuckChamp is actually doing really well. And there are 5 guys that are relatively unknown, T.
Yeah, good old PuckChamp. You know, last season, they were the lads that were giving us the energy on the panel, because every time we interviewed them, they had this beaming smile, right?
Yeah.
Like they kind of are the same as what Spirit was at TI type of thing, right? And I think PuckChamp, they made 2 changes, which was, unfortunately, again, I like Melez a lot, the offlane player who was very charismatic himself, but he got removed, and then they brought in Youngji as well. So they made 2 changes, but they have just been, you know, playing with that confidence. And again, it's like the Eastern European teams, the ones that before, there's always the old guard. They'd look at the region, they would control who's like the good teams and whatnot. They're now pretty, I was about to swear there, they're pretty bad now, to be honest, let's be real, the old lads. But these young guns have finally got a chance to actually kind of show off and do stuff, and they're doing amazingly. I think PuckChamp, they only lost to Team Spirit, so, and Hellraisers as well, just to jump to them. Like, they're equally as young, random new stacker team. I think they're 3rd. So top 3 teams in Eastern Europe now are Spirit and 2 Spirit-esque teams in regards to what their rosters are.
Yeah, and I think Eastern Europe gets 3 slots to the major, right, Ephey?
Yeah, but I just want to say that's the benefit of a team like Team Spirit winning TI. Just look at the impact it's already having on this DPC tour. You've got the teams with the newer, younger players who maybe didn't have the confidence before suddenly just play like they're on top of the world. And even the success of rosters like OG and just all of these young players,
so good.
You can just attribute it to this Spirit magic that they've instilled in everybody in TI. And maybe before teams felt like they couldn't do that well, or there's no way we compete with these veteran players, or no way an org even looks at us. That entire narrative has shifted completely after TI, so that's awesome. But yeah, 3 slots to the major from Eastern Europe. I mean, it's what you could ask for, right? We have 3 teams that we really want to see more of. So if we were only to see Spirit +1 in TI, that really could be a loss when we're talking about the potential of PuckChamp.
And we had a top last season that included VP and sometimes Navi, Owen. Both of those teams are not doing too well, and Gambit also kind of fallen off the radar there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Gambit had big changes, VP as well, but I think the thing with VP, even if they're not doing good now, I feel like the team, like, it's going to go somewhere, surely. With just sort of the support that an organization like VP gives, and the fact that you do still have 3 of the same core from last season in the lineup. Like, surely results are going to eventually come. They're not coming at the start. You know, sure, they're probably not going to be happy about that, but if they stick with it, I'm sure they'll get to better places, VP. And Navi, I mean, again, you know, the fact that they have VTune and No One as, you know, the 2 cores, I think that's a great 2 cores to build around. So, again, a little surprised things aren't working there, but, you know, Navi, I mean, always has so many changes. Whilst I could see VP maybe sticking a bit more with their thing, you know, with the changes in the history that Navi's had over, like, the recent seasons, I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly you start seeing players slip in and slip out again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. We're going to keep close eye, of course, on the Eastern European region. But not now. Now we're jumping to a different region altogether. We're going across the pond to North America, because there was a lot of action in North America this week, or last week rather. T, starting last week Tuesday, where EG.
I have to start. No, that's fine. It's all
let's
good.
Go for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, because I could. Well, basically,
We'll start with that thing, or the
basically, North America has been the same 3 teams on top for a long time. It was always EG, Quincy Crew, Undying.
Yeah.
Big line, then the rest. It's changing.
Yeah, I think people are overselling it a little bit for the fact of because they're trying to like overhype a region a little bit. But I think just EG obviously normally used to be miles ahead of everyone else, and there used to be this big gap. But EG are, I mean, I say unfortunately, I'm not really an EG fan, but for the state of, you know, EG, they're not doing so well, right? So I think they've just fallen into the pool of NA rather than NA going up to EG, I think. Because like when we watch the games, it still is a bit back and forth. We're not seeing like that commanding, I'm going to become the next EG. I think Undying is clearly there. Quincy's still in that Quincy spot of being somewhat shaky. But EG is just looking right now so poorly, so bad that, again, they've fallen into NA. NA's not gone up. But yeah, it's something.
But that's exactly what a region needs for if they have like these titans that have always stood far and above the rest.
To fall from grace for a little bit.
Fall from grace, because that's
true.
what would inspire the newer teams to be like, wait, we can actually win. We can be contenders for first place.
Inspiration has fled through the region. That's true.
It's really important, because typically these teams would just think to themselves, oh, you know, let's shoot for second because EG's there. Right? And that's not exactly the mentality that pushes teams to be the best. So even something like EG underperforming, that can just make everybody else overperform as well. Suddenly these teams want to go out of their way to beat them, and they get so excited when they do. And I think NA is actually a pretty competitive region. Maybe not so much in terms of, okay, he was saying it's more about one team being shaky, but if all the teams look like they could actually take series off of each other, that leads to a very good performance.
Yeah, like regionally, I will say they've improved within the region. I don't think we're seeing the international quality showing, where it's like if we watch, you know, the OGs or whatever right now, or maybe Chinese teams when they start playing, you can kind of feel in the backbone like they could be doing that at LAN. But I think at least the best thing from all of this with EG shaking up is Undying. I want to see Undying at an international LAN that isn't TI. So I think that is the big win for NA, and hopefully they can at least become that new consistency.
Yep, and this conversation is, of course, brought forward by EG in the first series of last week. They lost to a team called Wildcard, formerly known as D2 Hustlers. And after that victory, Sammy Boy gave an interview where he was incredibly over the moon.
No, shout out my team, man. My team has been working really hard. We've been... You know, like, everyone doubted us, dude. Like, everyone doubts us every fucking time. Like, no one believes in us. We're a new team. No one has any idea what we're doing. No one even judges our gameplay. They just look at us and meme us, and because we're new or whatever. Like, you know, watch our games. We're a good fucking team. My team owns. They try really hard. Like, yeah.
Rep it, Sammy boy. I respect it. And congratulations on the 2-0 victory versus Evil Geniuses. And looking forward to maybe taking down Quincy Crew after that. You got the whole hit list of North America.
Yes, sir. I'll be back after a 2-1 versus Quincy. So.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, all right.
The Oracle comes in again. Congratulations to Wildcard Gaming for 2-0ing the Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, that was a bold interview, to say the least. I think what we said earlier about EG underperforming and how it has that effect on other teams, my fear for the region is like exactly what we saw here. The overconfidence of beating a super underperforming team, that kind of like, it might overvalue what you're currently achieving. So my fear is like Wildcard right now, they think, oh damn, we could be number one in NA right now. It's like, they still have stepping stones to get onto to improve. My fear is like, if people just jump on that instantly and like, we beat them, woo, we're now number one, go NA, they're going to maybe get relaxed, or they're going to think that they're better than they maybe actually are in the grand scheme. So very confident interview, but they then lost to Quincy Crew straight after, right? So maybe that confidence was their biggest downfall.
But it was a 2-1, so, it was half right. He did take a game off of Quincy.
Half right, yeah.
It was pretty close.
It was. Undying will be the test for me for that team, I think.
And
they've already lost to them.
We did cut quite a bit of that interview that maybe wasn't as PG.
That's why.
So with when T reacted to the interview, he has seen the full thing. So.
Yeah, it's just, it's just one of those things where personally, I would rather see a player be overconfident when they've actually achieved something. Winning a series in DPC is cool, but you're not at the major. Winning, it's like, this is a stepping stone. You shouldn't be cheering halfway through a race. You're going to suddenly fall behind because you stopped running, So right now, I feel like I just don't really, I see the passion, but it's like, it's just incorrectly used.
Do you agree with that sentiment, Owen?
I don't think it really matters. I kind of like it when, you get a character come on, like Sammy Boy obviously was, and just be very out there and very saying all this stuff. I think it's a bit of fun, so I didn't mind it. I mean, it certainly gave me a reason as a viewer. Well, because I don't work NA, I'm watching it from home, and with the way that NA's been going on, I'm more intrigued anyway to watch it because I'm like, EG's not doing as it's not just EG Quincy at the top and then everyone else. It's kind of this exciting region, so I'm checking in, and then Sammy Boy comes on and says that thing about 2-1 in Quincy. Suddenly, I now care about the Quincy versus Wildcard series. I didn't really care at all about it before, but now I've seen him come on and say that. I cared about the result because I'm like, let's see, was he right with his confidence, or is he going to fall over on his face? And I don't mind it. I think it's fun. I think it provokes sort of the viewer to care more about the games, whether it's good or bad. So I like to see it.
Sure, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I understand passion and excitement, and the high that you're on after you beat a team like EG can push you into to just making these bold statements, and it's really cool to see that, and new rivalries being introduced and all of that, and definitely he did garner an audience and new fans. But I also think sportsmanship is really nice. So
exactly.
We can attribute that to just overexcitement because it's EG that you just beat, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, you do have to be a little bit more respectful of the other teams that you're playing against because they are also working just as hard and they are being respectful to you too, right? So that is something that I would like to see out of the NA region, just good sportsmanship. But I know that a lot of people are fans of this region because of how wild it gets, because of how these players flame each other and whatnot.
And EG was back on top of the series, the second series that they had last week. They had a series against 2-based. It was 2-0. And it was good to see EG do well, T.
I mean, I'm not going to say that they're back in EG form, but they put 2-based to the side quite quickly. Yeah. Continued their DPC days, as they do. So maybe it's a good step in the right direction. And EG's hot and cold every other day.
Yes.
I guess you have to also factor in that they don't have everyone in the boot camp. Of course, most NA teams aren't even at boot camps, but the reason why EG might dominate is because they're often in that facility of 5 players, coach, management in one room, styling on NA a little bit, but that's not happening. So it is cool to see that there is a bit of change, but Tour 2, Tour 3, I expect it to change up.
Yeah, and last Saturday we also, as a winners interview, we talked to Jarex, and this interview is actually rather long, so we cut it short. But if you are a fan of EG or Jarex personally, I definitely recommend that you listen to the whole interview if you find it on the VOD, because it is a very, very good one. But here are some highlights.
I don't think we thought too much about it being difficult. We kind of expected it. I mean, obviously, I come from not playing Dota for a while, so that takes some time. And I'm not gonna say that I'm good at all in the similar form that I've been in the past. And then, obviously, Igor coming to the team, I would say he's bringing the CIS way of playing the Dota. So I would say there's quite a lot of factors that still need to be honed. And I think we really just we value time over anything right now, and we're not too. Even though our expectations are we try to keep it high, we still we understand that this is the situation we're in, and that's all to it. We need some time. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very pleasant.
A very pleasant individual.
Just nice, nice interview.
Super nice visual and interview as well. It's actually worth listening to the whole thing, which was probably about 10 minutes long, so wouldn't have fit into this podcast. But it's good to see that they are aware things are difficult, Ephey, and that they are willing to give it time.
Yeah, and to have a 2-time TI winner express that kind of humility is just a very nice thing for fans, or people like me who do enjoy the human aspect of Dota, not just watching your favorite teams duke it out. But yeah, so EG's roster, I think it did raise a lot of questions just because they brought in 2 new players who aren't even playing the roles that they're good at or famous for. So them not performing to their expectations makes a lot of sense. It's really different. It's risky and it's different to bring in these players. My issue is just time will tell if it's the correct decision or not. Because EG have always had this format where they prioritize individual skill above all other things, even if that means just yanking a carry player and throwing him on the offlane, which they have done before to some results. So maybe they see something or understand something that we don't.
It could be.
Yeah, I would like to be surprised by this roster, but
it'll be next tour.
It will be next. It will be also maybe the second half of the tour. They can get some of that old flair back, because that series last Saturday was, I believe, their last series before the Christmas break. There's also been a lot of games in South America where the top dogs, if you just look at the standings, still appear to be Beast Coast and Thunder Predator, Owen. It doesn't look to be that many differences from what we were expecting.
No, at least not at the top. And not surprised, really. I mean, we've seen these sort of players turn up and perform at LAN. So when it comes back down to the region, I think, especially when it comes to Beast Coast, this team's always going to be in the top 2, and they're always going to be making it to the majors and having a good shot of getting pretty deep in them as well. So, yeah, I don't think it's really too surprising, especially in Beast Coast area.
Yeah, Thunder Predator, biggest surprise for sure, because they completely reset their roster and first place. And it's just showing that you can take these leaps of faith in new players, or just kind of creating a team, and it does work out, and they've shown us that. So yeah, definitely surprised by Thunder Predator's performance, pleasantly so. But I do think Beast Coast will end up first place.
Fair enough.
I mean, I used to work with the Brazilians. I think it was 2019. Ever since then, I don't think Brazil has had too much of a showing, unfortunately, in the main part of the seasons. It's been very much they qualify it in the after qualifiers or the wildcard slot. So I think I'm just looking forward to maybe seeing the No Ping or the SGs, even the Apu King of Kings, that type of team, them stand up a little bit. They're middle pack right now.
Yeah. They have, so their score is actually quite good, because they're 3-1, and the only one they lost to is Beast Coast. So the Apu King of Kings.
I mean, that's a name. That's a lot of words.
It's a good name.
But it's been a couple years of just Peru somewhat dominating South America, and I think I'm always a fan of Brazilian Dota because of working with Tavo, King of DHFN. So I kind of just wish for the region at some point, maybe the 2 top lads, they can pull an EG, falter for a second, let someone else show up, but. Nah, it's pretty cool, just because I think SA always has that flair when they get out of their region and get to an international land. It's they're the one region where you never know how quickly they're gonna beat you, or if it's kind of fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's really cool Dota.
I'm just glad personally that Beast Coast decided to stay together because their roster was promising. They did kind of have that interesting game at TI, but I actually got to talk to Chris Luck after they got eliminated, and he was all smiles. And there was someone there also who kept trying to plant seeds in his head. And it was more so, aren't you mad at this player? Aren't you mad at that player? You played so well. And he was just smiling. He was like, no.
I love the political someone. I think you know who you. I'm trying to remember now. It's like, oh,
you know
that
who
person?
it is.
Damn. Okay.
So this person was just trying to like, aren't you angry? He was just trying to get the drama and the gossip. But no, he was also like, no, I'm happy for results. We're going to go back.
That's why the roster shuffles were so hard this year. Because there wasn't what you just said. That's what the TI after party is.
Yeah.
True.
You know, Puppy walks up to, Sumo's like, hey, did you know that your team actually said that you were, kind of shit? And then they're like, wait, what?
But you have a place at mine.
And then it's like the contract, we're a private share for a smoothie maker and 10 Gs per month. It's like, okay, I'll come. It's kind of hard for roster shuffles. No TI party.
I mean, the roster shuffles were kind of crazy. One of the more crazy roster shuffles, as we jump to the next region, is that Fly went to Southeast Asia. I don't think a lot of people were expecting that, Ephey.
Yeah, that was pretty random. So I wonder if it was kind of a last-minute pickup kind of thing, where maybe he didn't hear in time from his team. I don't want to speculate too much, but it does seem like he wasn't a free agent for a long enough period to get poached by a Division 1 team. That's just my assumption. I could be wrong. But yeah, Fly in Division 2 SEA, very interesting. He's on a team, Thailand Esports, for those who are unaware. And unfortunately, they are not doing so hot right now.
They are not looking like they will make Division 1 next tour at the moment.
To add context, they're the team that had to go through open qualifiers because it's a brand new team. They lost the first qualifier. Then they qualified through the second one, obviously being the easier qualifier because the good teams have already gone through. And so far, they've only lost to the top 2 teams. So they've lost to Polaris and Nigma Galaxy SEA, not to be confused with Nigma Galaxy in EU. But yeah, so they are 1 and 2, but because they're the open qualifier team, they were seeded 8th. So they've played against seed 1 and 2, lost both times. So as a new team coming in, you might argue that if they played up against maybe seed 4, seed 3, with their experience, they might be good enough, but instantly going up against the best teams, losing. Now, I think for this type of team, they won't be disheartened. They'll just survive this season. And next tour, the second one, that's when we can really kind of critique the team because it's like they've had time to really mellow out and they're not playing against the top team straight away.
And it should be noted that all of their series went to 3 games. So they've actually played 9 total games. So that does say a lot that they took the best 2 teams in that division and took them to 3. So.
Now, if we jump to Division 1 for SEA, we have one team doing really well in Boom Esports, and I think some people might remember that Boom actually got promoted to Division 1 right before the season started, Owen. And are you surprised that they're doing this well? Because, I mean, this was a scary team to begin with 4-0. Yeah.
I mean, in SEA as a region as well, it's a scary region, or at least it has been in previous seasons, so... Starting off like that, you got to be feeling pretty good. Of course, things can change. There's still games to be played, but obviously, if you've seen any of the plays so far, there's no reason to believe that they're going to have a drastic sort of change in direction in their final few games in the season.
This was just a fun thing, right? Because Boom originally being lower division before, of course, the Omega Esports drama. So, like, I just on Twitter, the owner of Boom as well was like, lower division is basically the upper division of SEA because all the owners of the teams were like laughing about it and how that's like the thing. They get thrown into upper because Omega gets kicked out, and then suddenly, it's the first time that I think I've seen the confidence of a team really shine instantly. Where it's like, we are really good. Bam, they're now 4-0. They're looking up top, and it's pretty cool stuff. And there's also some other teams that haven't really performed that well in the region.
Yeah, you want to mention TNC?
So we're going to go with TNC. But we've already praised young gun teams doing well.
Yes.
Eastern Europe, Hellraisers. You've got the Puck Champ. These are teams that have instilled the idea of get young lads with an idea, put them together, give them the structure, go play. TNC tried doing that themselves. They got Febby as captain. They threw in some some stars around who have skid around some of these tier 2 teams or pub players, but it hasn't stuck. They're now 0-4. They're probably going to be going to the second division. But again, it's one of those things where if they're doing well, we'd be praising them on, wow, thanks for trusting young lads. So it is just one of those things where it didn't stick. They gave it a go. Maybe TNC next season just goes, opens up the bank account, looks at the free agents, picks up this guy, that guy, this guy. But yeah.
They might have to, because they have not been looking good.
It's shaky, yeah.
They haven't had a decent showing.
They've not won a game.
Either. Yeah, no, it's been very bad. They need to win a game. It would be nice for them to win a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the flip side of what we talked about. We were praising Thunder Predator for just picking up, fully resetting their roster, and TNC did the same thing, and it just didn't work for them. So it really is just a matter of like taking that leap of faith and having it work or not.
Yep, and of course the team that did not change a player after TI is T1. They're doing quite good as well, Owen, but unfortunately they couldn't play one of their games, so they're only stuck at 2-0. Sad.
Axe Labyrinth really strikes again.
Yeah.
Battle Pass, ruining
game
game.
for them. I mean, they get to wait a bit into the next one. I'm sure they don't really mind too much. T1, I think there's every reason to believe that they're going to have some pretty comfortable victories, I think, in the region. I mean, I sort of saw them going further in TI and such. After what we'd seen from them in the run-up to it, this team is a really, really good team. So whilst we're seeing great stuff from Boom so far, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see T1 end up in the top spot still.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument that this could have helped them in a way where they just have more time to prepare for the rest of their matches.
That's true.
But at the same time, you already have plenty of time to prepare, the way the format of the DPC
Got a whole
is.
week, yeah. It's quite a long time.
Yeah, but it's not... A lot of fans were disappointed. I wanted to see how they were looking completely so I could get an evaluation of who are the best teams right now. But we've seen Boom play far more often than we've seen T1. But I do expect first place from them. It would be very disappointing if they didn't.
Probably for themselves as well, high expectations.
And it's just nice for T1. I think they're a team that's also captured the Western audience a little bit as well. So even though they're not, 4-0 right now or whatever, I think most people in their hearts know that this team probably will be up top. If Boom is to, take them down and dethrone them, again, Boom has names that the Western audience has attracted. So for us, it's kind of fun to see people or players that we've already kind of understood their stories a bit more. Because again, as a region, it used to be so volatile, like who's going to be qualifying. It's hard to follow everyone's story, but I think it's nice having, T1 being a staple that fans can then attach their, oh, wow, I like this team in SEA. And then we have more respect going towards the region. And it just helps the region in general, because before it was just so up and down.
Yeah.
People could make excuses. Sorry, I don't know.
We used to have a staple. It used to be Fnatic, but they're 2-2 right now.
Yeah.
Why are they not doing so well?
I mean, that's not too bad, is it?
I guess
It's not 4-0 though, Ephey, is it?
It's not 4-0.
That's two L's.
Compared to some of the performances we've seen from other teams. Yeah, we just need more of a sample size, right, to see how well they've done against other teams. But I think it's just that Boom did surprisingly well that it caught so many teams off guard. That had to be it.
Yeah, that could definitely be it.
Yeah, but I haven't paid enough attention to the way Fnatic have been playing to actually pinpoint this is where it went wrong probably, or this is what's going wrong. I just get a couple of clips here and there and hear about the results.
Well, Ravage, woo, Roshan, crazy, yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. We went through all the regions and we talked about Battle Pass, and of course we talked about the Christmas break upcoming. There's going to be, a week and a half break?
It's like 10 days, 11 days, just enough to lose about 1,000 MMR or gain 1,000 MMR, depending how good you are.
I was going to say, all those people coming back from the Christmas break that are
losing.
normally not... No. So hear me out.
Oh, hear
me out. 10 people join a lobby, you're one of them, yeah? So you've got 4 teammates, 5 enemies.
Foes, yes.
On average, people playing at Christmas are people that finally have time at Christmas and therefore are probably a little rusty.
Sounds
you
like
have
a loss to
4
me.
rusty players on your team. The enemy has 5 rusty players on your team. You're going to win MMR.
Dota's a team game. You need everyone to be on the same page to win the game. That's why I don't play Dota on the weekend, because these filthy casuals who can't play during the week ruin my ranked games on the weekend.
On the other hand...
Here we go.
The players who are so obsessed with Dota that they would play obsessively during Christmas break, you could also get those in the mix with the rusty players.
That's
so
true.
you'd have the super try-hard players, and you don't know what
That's
you're
a
getting.
gamble.
You're gambling.
Or use the Christmas
Never
break,
know.
spirit of Christmas. Get some lads together, some friends, let's play some 5-man party queue, unranked to have some fun, do some cavern crawling and unranked. Just enjoy it together. It's a festive spirit. gift, some coal mount to someone. I don't know, just
Do something nice.
Christmas. Why not?
Any final words from you, Owen?
No, just looking forward to getting a lot of games in, and I mean, I won't lie, it will feel a little empty not having any DPC to watch over the break, but understandable, of course, everybody's got to take a break, the players included. So, I think for a few days after this comes to an end, the break begins, I'll already be waiting for it to start again, because I'll just be like, well, there's nothing to watch. I want to watch all these different regions, all this Dota going on. So. Yeah, I think the breaks, whilst, nice, it's the holidays and all that, I'm going to be waiting until the break's over a little bit. I want to get this back on the road,
Correct me if I'm wrong, Sheever. China Division 1 starting during Christmas?
Is it?
After Christmas,
That'd be nice.
no?
I can check, don't worry. I have the information.
But you know what? How fast can you check?
I'm already checking.
Limited
on
time.
January the 3rd.
January 3rd, all right. Same date as most other, like the same week as all the other DPCs starting. Okay. Well, from all of us here, we wish you happy holidays and that you're able to
Why am I waving on a
time
podcast?
with people that you enjoyed spending time with, and maybe playing some games if you want to and if time allows. And we will see you for the next DPC TLDR. Bye-bye.
I'm waving now. Bye.